I was awakened at 6 a.m. by a bulldozer roaring in my backyard. A construction crew was digging a trench straight across my property, stating it was for the HOA's new water pipeline. Here's the catch. I don't even live in their neighborhood. At first, I thought it was a dream. No way heavy machinery was destroying my land at dawn. But when I clumbers outside in boxers and messy hair, there it was, a backhoe, orange-vested employees, and a guy with blueprints working like he was the owner of the property. "What in the world are you doing?" I insisted, not even blinking. He said, "Installing the new water pipe for the Oakwood Heights. HOA ought to take a couple of days." I glared deadpan. That's good, considering this isn't Oakwood Heights. This is my property. Before we get into the mess, let me explain. My name's Ethan. I'm a land surveyor, which becomes laughably ironic. A few years back, I came into possession of 10 acres of rough, undeveloped terrain, just beyond a fancy suburb known as Oakwood Heights. It's that sort of community. Every lawn's the same green, and they fine you if your holiday lights stay up beyond January 1st. A classic HOA nightmare. I never signed their HOA because, say it with me, I don't live there. My property's right next door, Till Weiss, legally clear, and mine own. I employ it for storage, weekend camping, and flight people. Matchbox obsessed, but somehow these HOA people somehow decided my property was on the market. 2 weeks prior to the bulldozer incursion, I'd seen two guys with tripods and clipboards by my property line. As a surveyor, I don't tolerate trespassers, so I inquired what they were doing. They mumbling about utilities evaluations and infrastructure improvements. I figured they were scouting a project on the Oakwood side and let it slide big. Mistake cut to that morning, and I'm observing an uninvited trench grow deeper by the minute. I instructed the foreman to stop everything. His response: "Take it up with the HOA." The nerve! I glared for 5 seconds, then said, "If I dug a pool in your living room, should I instruct you to call your landlord?" He shrugged, obviously underpaid to care. That afternoon, Lydia appeared. Every HOA has a Lydia perfect hair. A sharp gray suit and the smile of a tax form. She rolled up in a shiny SUV, clipboard in hand, as if she were going to audit me, and said, "We understand there's been some confusion." "I'm not confused," I retorted. "You're constructing a pipeline across land you don't own." Lydia smiled a smile that shouted Novocaine. "Our plans indicated this as part of the utility corridor." "A clerical error. I'm certain we can sort this out peacefully." "You mean like peacefully stopping building and departing?" I asked. She laughed. "Let's not overdo it. It's just dirt hand. You're not employing it. A few things trigger rage, like being addressed while someone illegally digs up your land." Still, I kept my cool. "You don't win by yelling. You win by making them feel safe right before you pull the rug out." I informed Lydia I'd seek my lawyer. She nodded like a kid playing grown-up and left smug as ever. She had no idea I was already on the phone. I wasn't not mad, but curious. As a surveyor, I eat property lines for breakfast. I know easements, rights of way, and how doomed you are without permission legal. And I had a trump card. No easement was on my land. That pipeline was a legal train wreck for days. I played it cool, letting construction roll while I collected ammo deeds. A favor from a county friend, and every line of my inherited title: no right of way, no approval. Nothing they'd constructed on sheer arrogance. Then I hit gold. The underground water they were tapping ran under my property, and I had senior water rights for the district, irrelevant until now. But suddenly, everything. I didn't warn Lydia or the HOA. No letters, no rants, just a silent call to the local water district. While their newsletter bragged about their HOA-owned water pipeline for the neighborhood, I filed documents to reverse the script. They believed they'd steamroll me and walk off with a utility. They didn't realize I now held their water supply in the bag, and I was just getting started. Revenge is sweetest when it's cold, precise, and lawyer-approved. After Lydia's condescending departure, I constructed my petty power portfolio, a folder of deeds, water rights docs, and surveys. If this were a film, this is the montage where the nerd finds his superpower. I wouldn't merely stop them, I'd make them pay for each pilfered drop. First, I established no easement ever. Their Oakwood Heights map was slick. Crap County plats revealed they trespassed someone. Green lighted this, assuming no pushback, and they'd been correct until they struck me. Here's the kicker. The aquifer they tapped wasn't random. It was part of a regulated basin, and my inherited rights gave me control. Water starting on my land meant I held the tap they'd hooked their neighborhood to. I met the water district, showed my evidence, and inquired, if a fellow constructs a pipe on my ground and uses my aquifer without asking permission, porch, what happened to just dirt? And she brushed aside the jab. There's a sad problem with the water system, sad. One word I said, illegals. Another, she asserted a misunderstanding. Old maps, good faith. I let her vent until she asked, can we settle quietly? I indicated the trench that's trespassing. That water's mine this fine. I exhibited the sea sandest, $500 a day since you began, her face palm. I'm reasonable, I added, smiling. I'll sell you access for a price. I failed to mention my backup, a farming co-op with deep pockets looking to buy. Lydia left shaken. I knew the HOA got an expensive reckoning. Then Ryan, a resident, appeared not angry, but tense. Half the neighborhood despises you, half wants your lawyer, he said. I smirked. Fair split. He became serious. This pipeline isn't their first snatch. A year ago, they bulldozed a path through the Wilsons' retired people, who accepted a hush money offer. They were too old to battle, Ryan added. My stomach turned. This wasn't anyone's battle anymore. Most of us just wanted water, he added. We didn't vote for this. Lydia runs wild. I offered her terms, $250,000 and a public apology. She laughed until lawns died and residents protested. Newsletters blamed supply problems. But my leaked sea sand is ignited chaos. Board meetings, profanity, free the water graffiti. Lydia offered $5,000, I countered, with $20,000 in fines. I put in a red valve on the pipeline with a meter and sign taunting them. Residents gawked, some waved. Then a law firm, not the HOA, contacted me. Residents were suing for mismanagement, wanting my evidence. I agreed, remaining anonymous. By midsummer, the HOA collapsed. Lydia quit citing family time. The board begged, what will it take? I held firm. They paid $250,000, apologized on video, marked the new president, reading stiffly, and agreed to no future bills. I added a plaque, private property, water rights enforced. The video remained online 6 months. I upgraded my land, solar tanks, a mural of me, stopping a pipeline. Don't mess with surveyors. The Wilsons spoke out. Others found easement scams, Oakwood shine, faded listings, plummeted. Developers bailed. The water company offered a lucrative lease, benefiting farmers too. Lydia's daughter dropped off cookies uneaten. The pipeline remained legally. Mine grass regrew. Residents were grateful to me. I'd outwitted the HOA with brains and a valve, establishing control. Originates from knowing your lines and enforcing.